So, what if the reality you see, touch, and feel every single day is only, well, half the story? Today, we're going to explore a kind of parallel reality, a realm of pure essence, where illusion is power and the scale is honestly beyond boundless. Let's just kick things off with this big question you see right here. Is our tangible world, the complete picture? The perspective we're digging into today suggests that no, it's not. It's actually just one side of a much, much larger cosmic equation. So here's the core idea. It's all about two opposing universes. We, you and me, we live in what's called the positive universe. It's physical, it's governed by time, and everything has a lifespan. But today, we're venturing into its opposite, the negative universe, a realm that's described as totally formless, eternal, and almost completely free from the ticking clock of time. Okay, let's dive in. The very heart of this so-called negative universe actually has a name, GLG, which you can translate as the realm of ultimate bliss. So what exactly is GLG? Well, you can't just fly there in a spaceship. The best way to think about it is as a realm of pure essence, where physical form is just a temporary illusion, something that can be created and dissolved just by thought. Here, a tree isn't really defined by its wood and its leaves, but by the pure idea of a tree. It's all about essence, not matter.
And to really wrap our heads around this, the best analogy is a dream, right? In a dream, the world feels vast, it's totally malleable, and it's governed by your thoughts, not by physics. Well, Jingle J is described as a kind of cosmic dreamscape, a place you enter not with your physical body, but with your consciousness, or what's called your Buddha nature. But here's the thing, this cosmic dream isn't just some chaotic, messy void. It's actually described as having a really vast and intricate geography of its own, all organized into these distinct regions, or as they're called, continents. And the realm is said to contain these 10 great continents. You can see their names listed here. Each one is basically a world unto itself. Now, instead of just reading off a list, let's actually bring this whole idea to life. We're going to zoom in on just one of these continents and explore it through a story. So, our story takes place in the Fairy Islands archipelago, a location that honestly perfectly illustrates this whole illusory, thought-driven nature of the realm we're talking about. Just try to picture this for a second, a massive celestial river, and floating in it like tiny specks of dust are 80 times billion islands. It's on one of these islands, a pretty desolate spot called Swafing Island, that our story begins with a fairy named Yue. So one day, Yue just emerges from a large stone, and to celebrate this new power she's mastered, she decides to throw a party. She sends out invitations to all her immortal friends, not as letters, but as these little fireballs of light that just zip across the cosmos to summon them. So thousands of these immortals start showing up on this totally barren island, and one of them complains, hey, where's the party? In response, Yue just smiles, and with a single wave of her sleeve, the empty wilderness is instantly replaced with a magnificent palace, complete with pavilions and corridors that stretch for miles, just like that. And the transformations are immediate and, well, kind of wild. Pears from a nearby tree literally morph into these intricately carved tables and chairs. Peaches fall to the ground and then rise up as beautiful serving ladies. Frogs from a pond leap into the air, and they land as handsome servants, all ready to pour wine. The guests all feast and celebrate, just totally marveling at her power. And for hours, this incredible, vibrant world exists, held together purely by her will. But see, this entire reality was created for a single purpose, the party. And once all the guests have left, well, that purpose is fulfilled. So with another simple gesture, it all disappears. The palace, the gardens, the servants, everything just dissolves back into nothingness, leaving only the original, empty, barren island behind. So the point here is crucial. In this realm, reality is a temporary creation. It's a magnificent but ultimately fleeting illusion. Okay, so we've seen how reality can be conjured out of thin air on one little island. But that kind of brings up a question, right? How do beings even travel between these vast continents? Or for that matter, between our world and Jingle G? How are all of these different dimensions connected? Well, the connection point is another one of those 10 continents, the Three Realms Transit Continent.
Now, you don't visit this place for a vacation. Think of it more like the grand central station of the cosmos. It's the central hub for all the space tunnels that link every single plane of existence. The process is described pretty much like this. When a being transitions, let's say a human after death, they enter one of these space tunnels. That tunnel leads them directly to the transit continent, which basically acts like a giant cosmic sorting hub. And from there, based on their spiritual quality, they get directed to their next destination, whether that's a higher realm, like a celestial world, or maybe a lower one. All right, so after exploring this incredible illusory realm and its cosmic mechanics, let's bring it all back home, back to us. If Jangle GA is a realm of pure essence, how does our physical reality and how do we look to a being from that perspective?
The contrast is pretty startling. While we see ourselves and everyone else as physical bodies of flesh and bone, from the perspective of Jingle Ji, a human being isn't seen as a solid form at all. Nope. Instead, we appear as a pillar of colored light. And the color, the brightness, and even the height of that light differ dramatically from person to person, all reflecting their inner spiritual quality.
So just think about what that really means. What we perceive as solid, as real, is, from another point of view, just an essence that happens to appear as light. It suggests our entire physical universe is just one interpretation of reality, not the only one.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If our solid world is just a dance of light from another perspective, what other realities might be layered on top of our own, existing right now, just beyond the limits of what we can perceive? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining this explainer.